In this video, I'm going to show you how quick and easy it is to prepare a mixing session in Logic Pro using Forte. Let's dive right into it. Okay, I have an empty Logic Pro session, a few tracks, and Forte open here. So the first thing that I need to do is to take my tracks and drop them into Forte. Now, what Forte does now is it analyzes the tracks and automatically it renames them based on my own preferences. So before we go any further, let me just mention that in order for me to demonstrate the power of Forte, I'm using my own Forte presets here. You can see I can open a file, and that's the file that I'm using here. In another video, we'll be taking a look at how you can create one for yourself. And second important thing here, I'm using a mixing template that I've created for myself. That's the way I like to work, and this reflects my routings and how I like to my tracks to be laid out in a mixing session by Forte. Now, you don't have to change your workflow when using Forte. In fact, one of the best things about Forte is that it integrates with your mixing templates. So back to our demo. The tracks have been recognized and color-coded based on my preferences. The writing destinations as well have been properly mapped based on the template. Strip silence is activated because I love to strip silence my tracks so that my session looks already ready to go. And stereo to mono is also activated. Now, what stereo to mono does is it automatically recognizes those tracks that are supposed to be mono but have been bounced somewhere else as stereo files. So they're basically fake stereo files. Forte is smart enough to recognize those for me and automatically convert them to mono. I'll hit save. I confirm. All the tracks look good. All the instruments have been properly recognized. I might still go in and make a few changes, like for example this and lead vox doubles. I can go in and rename things as I see fit. But before I click import, I want to make sure that all my routings are correct. So when I click on the writing button, what Forte does is it goes through all my tracks and he wants to be sure that everything is looking great, which is, by the way, my drums are being correctly mapped to my drums. Bus, bass, guitar, synths, vox, Bex, vox. Okay, so everything looks great. And again, if you're asking yourself, okay, but where are all these things coming from? Again, these are coming from the preset that I've created for Forte that is based on my mixing template. So you don't have to think about this as, okay, this is a black box where everything is happening. No, you have control over all these parameters. Now what I'll do is I'll click import and the process will start. As you can see, my hands are up here. I'm not touching anything. I'm not touching my computer. I don't have any secret device here that I'm operating. Forte is doing everything for me at this point. It is importing the tracks. And the process is really fast. It's renaming the tracks. And as you've seen here, it's color-coded all my tracks, and it's also gonna color-code my regions. You've seen it's color-coded my regions, and then Forte is going through all my tracks, and it's starting to strip silence them, which I love, by the way, because it's so fast, it's so efficient. And if you're wondering what are the settings that Forte is taking into account to do this, well, they're coming from the options that you've seen before. And now it's done. So now I can just keep working in my session. I can close this down, and as you can see, everything looks really good. So in my case, Forte has put all my tracks after my buses. I like my tracks to be placed before. So I'm just gonna be moving all those tracks at the top. As you've seen, preparing a mixing session in Logic Pro using Forte is extremely fast, easy and straightforward, and very, very intuitive. In a future video, we'll be looking more in depth at how you can customize your experience inside Forte, how you can create your custom instruments, your custom categories, and how you can also create your favorite prints for the Forte export part, which is amazing, by the way. Thank you for watching the video so far, and it really means a lot to us. If you have ideas about what kind of features you'd like to see implemented in Forte, then drop a comment down below and we'll make sure to read them all and engage with you guys. Remember, we build Forte based on your feedback. See you next time.